In addition, I would like to thank all our incredible volunteers who graciously give their time and talents to keep our 11 annual events, over 31 calendar events, going strong year after year. Along with Frederick's 4th, Celebrate Frederick hosts the annual Garden Tour, Kris Kringle Procession, along with several holiday-themed events, in the streets in September, the Bootleggers Ball in February, and happening now through August, the Summer Concert Series and Summerfest Family Theater. We invite you to join us for one or several of our free summertime events happening every Sunday evening and Thursday morning. To learn more, check out our events calendar at celebratefrederick.com. While these events may appear effortless, there is a tremendous amount of work happening behind the scenes by Celebrate Frederick's dedicated staff and volunteers. Our organization strives to provide special events that celebrate, engage, and enrich all people in the city of Frederick. I hope that after enjoying today's events, you feel as inspired by our community and by this organization as I do. And now I would like to turn the ceremony over to City of Frederick Mayor Michael O'Connor.
Well, good afternoon, Frederick. Almost. It's an honor to be here today. Kathy, thank you so much for your leadership of Celebrate Frederick, for the other board members and all of the volunteers. Celebrate Frederick is truly one of the great organizations in Frederick that builds connections and communities, and we appreciate everything that you, the board, and your volunteers do for us every single day. I'm happy to be here today, gathered with family and friends and neighbors to honor the beginning of the great American experiment. The 4th of July reminds us not only of the bravery of 1776, but also of the strength of spirit and boldness we continue to carry, especially here in Frederick. Because when I think of Frederick, I think of a community that shows up for each other in times of celebration and in times of difficulty. A place where history lives, but where we are always looking toward a brighter future. The home of the best 4th of July celebration and the National Clustered Spires High Wheel Race next weekend. And despite our country's challenges, Frederick aims always to find a solution. Every step counts, every moment of kindness, every time we come together and help our neighbors and lift each other up. We work to be an example for everyone, not only across our city, but across our nation. Next year, our country celebrates its semi-quincentennial, and we're proud to join communities across the country in celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States. Now, some of you are not old enough to remember our bicentennial, but those who do, remember it can tell you how powerful it was to feel so connected to our country's journey. We're working with our partners in Frederick County and our USA 250 Commission to honor this milestone with events, exhibits, and celebrations that span our rich history and vibrant present. We invite you to explore all the ways we're making this moment. Visit the city's 250th anniversary webpage at frederickmd.gov/USA250 and visit Frederick for more. But let's also take a moment to ask, why is Frederick such a meaningful place to celebrate this anniversary? Well, it was here in June of 1775 that two of the first Maryland rifle companies were formed. These riflemen, organized just across the street at what is now City Hall, marched over 500 miles to join General George Washington at the Siege of Boston. Their courage and skill helped secure American independence and helped forge the enduring spirit of Frederick. Another story that comes to mind is that of Barbara Fritchie, a woman who defiantly waved her Union flag at Confederate troops. Her resolve became a national symbol of patriotism and moral courage. That moment wasn't just a piece of history, it was a glimpse into the heart of Frederick. And during the civil rights movement, that same spirit of courage and conviction lived in Frederick's Black community. Churches like Asbury United Methodist became centers for activism and organizing efforts that advance justice and equality. That spirit of patriotism, resilience, and progress is alive today. Because here, history is not just something that we preserve, it is something that we learn from. Our past is complicated and it is painful, but it is also instructive, and it is what we draw our strength from. We remember the bravery of revolutionary patriots, the sacrifices of the Civil War, the hard-won victories of Reconstruction and the Civil Rights Movement, the unity and resolve we showed after the attacks on September 11th of 2001, and the perseverance we've shown through the challenges of recent years. Each chapter has taught us something, and each one has shown that Frederick doesn't just watch history unfold, we shape it. That's one of the amazing things about this city. We don't just join the story, we write the story every day. Our community does not sit back, it speaks up. We lead, we organize, we care through public service, volunteerism, advocacy, entrepreneurship. The people of Frederick are always moving us forward. And a big part of that strength comes from the people who make up our community, from our early German roots to the incredible diversity of cultures and identities we see in Frederick today. Frederick is proof that these differences do not divide us, they empower us. There are some who still claim that there is no strength in diversity. To them, I say, you've never been to Frederick. I love our country, I deeply love our city, and what makes both so beautiful is not uniformity, but unity. So today, as we look at the next 250 years, let us ask ourselves, what will Frederick become? Our spirit won't just be found in our monuments or our museums, it will live in our actions, in how we listen to one another, how we care for our neighbors, and how we keep evolving together. And together, we will write not only the next chapter of Frederick's story, but a brighter future for generations to come. At this time, I invite you to stand as the City of Frederick Police Department and Frederick County Sheriff's Office present our nation's colors, to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Miss Frederick, Jaslyn Leonzo, and Miss Frederick's teen, Jenna Dick, and the signing and the singing of the national anthem by Miss Frederick alumna Kendall Neal.
Present. On.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet
Thank you for that wonderful rendition of our national anthem. I would like now to invite members of the Frederick chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution to the stage to read excerpts from our Declaration of Independence.
The unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, appealing to the supreme judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and do all other things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Thank you very much to the DAR for that wonderful reminder. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the presence with us today of State Delegate for District 3, Karen Simpson. And now I would like to introduce Katie Bacchius, representing our presenting sponsor, Wawa, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor O'Connor. So this is the 4th year that Wawa has been a sponsor, and we are so excited to be here. We can't wait to be here again next year. On behalf of Wawa, we'd also like to thank the City of Frederick, the Celebrate Frederick organization, and all the first responders and volunteers that helped make this event possible. Wawa stores have been in operation since 1964. Among the founding principles of Wawa, one clearly stands out: our ongoing commitment to giving back to the communities where we do business. Our company and our associates continuously seek out opportunities to make us the best neighbor we can be. This is evidenced by our corporate and regional efforts and through our associates who make our good neighbor philosophy alive and well in all of our business communities. We hope that you all enjoy your day at the celebration of Frederick's 4th. We wish you and your family a happy 4th of July. Thank you for being here. Yeah, you too.
Thank you, Katie, for Wawa's support to our community. I would now like to introduce Fort Detrick Senior Commander and Commanding General of the U.S. Army Medical Research and Development Command, Major General Paula Lodi, for a few remarks.
Good afternoon, and what a beautiful day to celebrate 249 years of independence. It is truly an honor to represent Fort Detrick and the Army in today's opening ceremony. A year ago this weekend, my husband and I arrived here from Oahu, and we thought the transition to Frederick would be difficult, but we could not feel and have felt over the course of the last year more connected and more welcome to this community. So I want to start by thanking all of you, and you in particular, Mayor, for the incredible partnership and support that you show every day to the service members, government civilians, contractors, and families that contribute to our nation's security through the work that they do on Fort Detrick. Soldiers like Staff Sergeant Sandra Ramirez, the Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year from our Research Institute of Infectious Disease, who you will graciously recognize today. These folks are what make our Army and our Department of Defense great. They say the American soldier fights not because they hate what is in front of them, but because they love what is behind them. And the American soldiers that serve on Fort Detrick are blessed to have tremendous support behind them from the Frederick community. This day, this Independence Day, is a powerful reminder of who we are as a nation, born from the bold belief that liberty, justice, and self-governance were not only possible, but worth fighting for. That belief has been tested over time, but it's been kept alive by Americans who stood up in moments large and small to defend it. And one of those moments happened right here, and Mayor, I swear we didn't compare our speeches, happened right here in Frederick during the Civil War. As Confederate troops marched through the city in 1862, Miss Fritchie stood at her window on Patrick Street, and my research shows that it was with her young daughter by her side. She waved a Union flag, and one officer, struck by her courage, reportedly tipped his hat and said, "To you, madame, not your flag." Soldiers demanded that she lower it, and she did not. And that quiet act of defiance right here in this community reminds us that patriotism isn't always loud and it is often personal. It's the choices we make every day to uphold our values, to serve others, and to stand together. That is especially meaningful to me as a mother, as both my daughters serve in the United States Army, one currently deployed and one a recent graduate from Airborne School. Like Miss Fritchie and her daughter, they are a part of a legacy of women and men who carry forward the ideals that began on this day in 1776. And today, in a complex and sometimes divided political environment, our partnership with local communities like Frederick is more important than ever. It's that connection between military and civilian, neighbor to neighbor, that strengthens the fabric of our nation. Fort Detrick is proud to be a part of this community, and we're deeply grateful for your continued support. As we celebrate on into the night, let's honor those who came before us by committing to the work of unity, service, and hope, values that define both our past and our future. Thank you again for allowing me to be part of this special event. May God bless Frederick, may God bless our armed forces, and may God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, General. That partnership is real, and it works because it works both directions. Thank you so much for everything that you do to lead our installation here in Frederick, and to every person who has ever worn a uniform on behalf of this country, and to every person who has ever supported those who wore the uniform for this country, we say thank you. I am now pleased to recognize the Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year, Staff Sergeant Sandra Ramirez. Sandra Ramirez's first duty assignment is U.S. Army Medical Research Institute for Infectious Diseases on Fort Detrick. She started working in the clinical laboratory division, where she was encouraged to compete in the competition boards as a junior enlisted soldier. She was promoted to the rank of sergeant in September of 2022. While maintaining her responsibilities in the Biosafety Level 3 and 4 laboratories, she competed and won the U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Disease Non-Commissioned Officer of the Month and Quarter Board for fiscal year 2024. Additionally, Staff Sergeant Ramirez challenged the Audie Murphy Level 3 and 4 boards and was inducted as a member in July of 2024. She attended Advanced Leader course and graduated on the Commandant's List and earned the Iron Soldier Award in October of 2024. Upon returning from Advanced Leader course, Staff Sergeant Ramirez was transferred to the Veterinary Division, where she currently works. She was promoted to the rank of Staff Sergeant in January of 2025. Shortly after, Staff Sergeant Ramirez competed and won the Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year competition for U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Disease. On behalf of the City of Frederick, I extend our heartfelt congratulations to Staff Sergeant Sandra Ramirez for being named Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year for the U.S. Army Medical Research Institute. Your outstanding leadership, dedication, and service to our nation reflect the high standards of excellence and commitment. It is with great pride and gratitude that we recognize your achievements at this special opening ceremony. Thank you for your exemplary service and for representing the best of the U.S. Army and our community. So now, I officially open Celebrate Frederick's 40th year of Frederick's 4th and Independence Day celebration, and hope everyone enjoys this wonderful event. Thank you so much to our city employees, our police department and public works who are out today making sure that while you can enjoy safety in the park, They will be there to support your needs throughout the day. Thank you so much to everyone who puts this day together and makes it possible. We are enormously grateful to all of you. Have a wonderful day in Frederick. Thank you.